Hi everyone, thanks a lot for joining us. We really appreciate you taking the time to be with myself and Bill. My name is Mark Levin. I'm the Group Head of Sales for PropTech Group. I'm joined by Bill Nikolazakis, Group Chief Operating Officer, also for PropTech Group. We're really excited to take you through this exciting webinar with some great content for you. Just some bit of housekeeping. If I can ask if you can turn off your emails, can you put your mobiles to silent as well? And make sure you get a pen and paper for taking down some great information that we're going to share with you today. Ideally, we're going to go through all of our PropTech Group products, and we're going to show you how they solve the major pain points for the real estate professionals today. The session should take about 45 minutes, and then we'll open up the questions at the very end. And then if throughout the webinar you would like to ask some questions, please just pop it in the chat there, and we'll get to them at the end, as we said before. So to kick us off today, I'll pass over to Bill. Bill, can you let us know about PropTech Group vision and how we can help agents?
Thank you very much for the introduction, Mark, and thank you all for coming along today. There's over 70 of you here online, which is a great turnout, and we'll do our very best to make sure we give you as much value as possible. So on the screen here, you'll see a little bit about PropTech Group's mission and what we're really all about. And our mission is to help agents through technology to streamline, optimize, and where possible, automate the selling and renting of real estate. And our goal is to bring all our innovative products, all of them under one roof, bringing the best of the industry together into one ecosystem. And you'll hear us talk a lot today about the one system approach and the central hub system. It's really important to the way that we've built this business. You know, while PropTech Group only listed late last year, our oldest brand, which a lot of you would know, of course, My Desktop, was established in 1997. So we've got about 24 years of experience, and the same team that built My Desktop has built some of the products we're going to go through today. So it's a very experienced team, and PropTech Group's board and senior management team is made up of some of the most experienced PropTech professionals in Australia. And we've all come together to create that single system to help agents improve their business, and just as importantly, not only improve the way you guys do business day to day, but also improve the way that you interact with clients. And you'll hear us talk a bit about today about how technology is not the end in itself, but it's the means to the end, in that, you know, technology should help you to run your businesses better and more efficiently, so you have to spend less time on those menial tasks and more time doing what you're good at and what is really adding value, which is talking to your clients. So in those circles there, you'll see our 4 values. You know, we take this pretty seriously. You know, there's a lot of talk around values these days, but you know, we thought about these really deeply. And you know, when we think about pioneering spirit, really for us, our eyes are always on the future. We're always looking forward. And you know, with our technology, it's not only built on the newest of tech stacks, but we're consistently improving that software as well. When we talk about leading positive change, really that's all about being in consultation with you guys in the industry and working on improving the efficiencies and the workflows and processes in our systems. But most importantly, it's all about people first. And we touched on that a little bit earlier. We understand that real estate is a people's game. It's a service industry, and really it's all about the people. And you know, when you talk about PropTech and technology, our technology isn't here to displace agents. Quite the contrary, our whole business model is predicated on your success. So everything that we do is with the industry in mind, and we really see ourselves as industry champions. As you'll see here on this page on the left there, there's a little puzzle, and you'll see that the CRM is in the center of all the products. And when I talk about CRM, it's anything to do with, you know, whether it's sales CRM or your property management CRM or your commercial CRM, that central hub, or what we call your desktop. And that can be on your mobile device, on your iPad, or on your PC, but that centralized system that works in the middle, and then we integrate everything deeply with that system for all the other technological needs that you need to run your business better. And think of them like the hub and spoke approach. We have this centralized system that holds all the data and all the information, single source of entry of information, natively integrated separate products that come off the side that have your marketing, your finance and transactions. We'll talk about that a bit later on, your data analytics, and your efficiency and operational tools as well. So that means that one sign-in, one set of data entry, and one system for all your agency operations. And when we talk about agency operations, we don't just talk about the needs of a sales agent, It's also property management, commercial, administration, marketing, client services. All those needs have been taken into consideration when we built that system. And just to finish off on this first little section here, I guess this gives you an idea of who PropTech Group is and where we're at the moment in our business life cycle. We're proudly Australian owned and operated, and the clear market leader in property technology in Australia and New Zealand. When we listed in November last year, we had 26% share of agencies using one of our products. That's now gone up to 40%. So 41% should I say these days. That snuck up on me there, Audrey. By comparison, our nearest competitor in CRM's got about 18%. So you can see that we're a clear market leader, and that growth, we started off, I think, in November last year at about 26% market share. We're at 41% now, and that's testament to the quality of the products that we've built and the help that we've given to our agency clients. One other data point that's not on here, that's an interesting one, is although we've got 41% market share of agencies, we've got over 50% of all new listings that get listed through one of our CRMs in Australia and New Zealand. Of course, our much smaller percentage of market share in the UK, where we're also growing. What that means is that, with that 27 or 24 odd years of experience and data and all the other data that we get on a day-to-day basis, there's a lot of information there for us to learn from, much more than any one of our competitors. And there's not much that we haven't seen, and our large and super talented tech team is continuing to improve our product on a daily basis using that massive data set that we've got.
Well, there's the time we were going to run the poll at the start here, but I think we ran it earlier and we're going forward, which is fine. But what we'll do now, Bill, and thanks for that introduction, is that we'll start to now take you through the product suites and some of the benefits that the resident agency would look like. Over to you, Bill.
Yeah, thanks again, Mark. I jumped the gun on the poll, mate. So sorry, I've
I know you're excited about that one.
Okay, let's jump into it. So I'm really keen to take you through our product suite today, and I promise I won't bore you, but we've put a couple of dot points on these screens, and then we'll just talk through some of the real benefits of our system. Earlier I talked about the core system, that centralized system that runs your whole business and everything comes out of that. Well, that's our CRM assets, and of course they're the ones that we call our the desktop and the running your system, your entire business, should I say. Well, we own 4 CRM businesses at the moment: Vault and Eagle, My Desktop, and H1, which is the old Harcourt system. There are 2 that stand out the most, of course, and will continue to be our core products moving forward, and they're the ones that I want to go through today. So Vault RE and Eagle Software. They're both built on the brand new technology and have cutting edge capabilities to automate and streamline processes. But the reason we've run with 2 CRMs and not just bought one and built it all around that is because they've served 2 very different kind of clients, and they're 2 very different systems, equally as strong as the other, but certainly for a different type of market. If you think of the Vault system, Vault has traditionally been very large agency, franchise friendly. So there's a lot of custom reporting all in one system. So it's got that central system approach. You can run sales, property management, and commercial all out of the one system with a single view of customer, a single view of property, and a single view of transaction. Now, for the agency principals in the room today, and I know that previously when I've owned agencies, it was always a bugbear of mine that I didn't really know how to use the PM system, and even if I did, there was 2 separate systems, 2 separate clients in each system if they were a vendor and a landlord, for instance, or each contact had 2 different areas. In Vault RE, you can open up one contact and it'll tell you that can be a buyer, that can be a vendor, a landlord, and a tenant, and a commercial landlord and a commercial tenant, all in the one system, all in that single view. So larger, bigger businesses typically like Vault, although some small businesses use it as well. Much more automation triggers that you can build yourself. So for those businesses that like building their own triggers and their own workflows, it's a great system. Eagle, on the other hand, is much more popular in the independent, boutique, sort of small or multi-office agency network. The ease of use has really been a major focus of that, and the user experience. So really easy to use, great for those offices that want all the functionality that maybe a Vault can give you, but don't have the capabilities. Maybe they haven't got a team of admin people to build their own workflows. Eagle's got all the workflows and templates pre-built in the system. very easy to use and great for the agencies that have come in and maybe got a smaller, more nimble team. And it's a great system for that kind of purpose and that kind of business. Both businesses have local support, phone support, and a centralized account management team to assist you get the most out of the system. And most importantly, just to touch on sort of that core system one more time, is all of PropTech Group's brand integrates seamlessly into these systems, and that's a really important part of it. Most of our products natively integrate, which basically means that, let's say you're in Vault, you won't even know that you're in the other system. It's all organically in the one piece of software. Okay, the next one is a really exciting one, and one of our newest businesses. It's a joint venture that we've done now, and it's the intersection of fintech and PropTech, and PropTech, should I say. It's all about simplifying the payment experience for agencies and providing more options for your clients. So again, deeply integrated into our CRM. PropPay makes the payments process much easier for agents. So when I say the payments process, that can be anything from taking a holding deposit or a deposit, taking a bond payment, anything where you take a transaction. PropPay has a payment facility set up for that. And the great thing about this payment facility, you don't have to wait 2 or 3 days. It's all next day clearance. And it's unlike the banks where, a lot of the times I know I had to pay, X amount of $1,000 in a term deposit to open up a merchant facility. You don't have to do that here. The great thing about having a payment system is it gives the agent the opportunity all through the system with a really easy process to say to the vendor, let's say when they're paying their vendor paid advertising, do you want to pay now? They can pay with credit card on the spot, or do you want to pay later with our new vendor paid advertising system, which we use buy now and pay later system. So think Afterpay or Zip or any of those guys where you can buy a product now and pay later. We can do that with vendor paid advertising. Now, that's all good and well. You can pay your vendor paid advertising later. Great. Most people are happy to pay that up front. But what it does give you is it gives you an opportunity now to go back to your vendors and say, well, that small reno that would increase the value significantly, or the staging, which they can't afford right now, well, they can now afford that staging or afford that, small reno to get it up to speed where it's going to create a lot more value on auction day or when you're doing the private sale. So it's great for the clients on that regard, but it's also great for agents. And PropPay has a product which allows for early release of commission for all agents out there, and that can be for the agency itself, so to take the whole commission, or it can be for your agent. So if I'm an agency principal now and I'm trying to recruit the best agents out there, well, there's a system now where I can pay them the commission the day after the contract goes unconditional and the deposit's paid. So the day after that's all done, money can be released into an account for either the whole agency or the agent. So it's a really good tool to recruit agents and also for cash flow, both for the business and for the agency as well. And finally, the biggest, best product here is their deposit release product. And this can give your vendors access to the deposits early. So, in that 30-day period, they can get it next day instead of waiting 30 days a month for release of that deposit, or 90 days if the buyer doesn't allow it, of course. So a really great product, and one that, this really talks to our strategy really, really closely. It's deeply integrated into our system. All of this is done, while it might sound a little bit complicated, all this is done with a single click of a button within your CRM. The client simply decides, do they want to pay now or do they want to pay later? And it's done automatically from there. So a great product.
And Bill, when are we looking to go live with them?
Yeah, good question. So we're looking to go live with Eagle at the start of October. So October 1 is go live date with Eagle, and then 1st of November for Vault. So very, very shortly.
Great, exciting news.
Thank you. So I'll spend a little bit of time on PropPay because it's a brand new product, but I'll move through these ones a little bit quicker. Designly offers both pre-made templates as well as the ability to create your own templates through a drag and drop system. And that's for your listing campaigns, e-marketing, your social media tiles, your boards, your brochures, all those types of things. They've got ready-made templates where you can go in, press one button, all the data gets sucked out of the CRM into that system, and you've created a brochure or you created a signboard immediately, or you can drag and drop and change it and edit it as you want and as you go through it as well. Designly, while it may not be hugely known on its own, has actually got 32% of the real estate network across Australia and New Zealand using it, and it's actually native product within Vault RE. You don't pay anything extra for the Designly product in there. So it's a centralized marketing system and asset creation tool. And like I said, it's all natively integrated into the system. Once again, click of a button, sucks all the data out. You don't have to double data entry or anything like that. Now, many of you may use or know of ActivePipe, for instance, or one of those types of products. Now, is Designly an ActivePipe perfect equivalent? Of course not. ActivePipe is supremely expensive in comparison, of course, is included in the price. But ActivePipe, the usage that most agents use ActivePipe for, that 60, 70, 80% of that ActivePipe usage, most of that can or will be able to be done in Designly. You know, that little star there, stay tuned very, very soon. And if you want more information on that, please let us know. But certainly having an inbuilt marketing engine within your CRM, of course, makes life a lot easier for agents, and you don't have to spend big money on outsourced marketing when it's all inbuilt. Templates there, you can literally create a brochure, create a social media tile with a couple of clicks of a button and post it up yourself. Geez, talking really fast, Mark. I feel like I need to take a breath for a second.
You're doing well, mate.
Okay. We've got a limited time, so I'm trying to pump through this. Website Blue is our next product. Only 2 more to go. Website Blue is actually the same owners, or we're the same owners of Designly as well. And it's obviously a website business specifically for real estate agents. Again, deeply integrated into the CRM so that new properties can be listed on the website simply with the click of a button within your CRM. You know, Website Blue is a great system because you're not paying a massive upfront fee to design this new website. They've got lots of templates you can choose from. You pick the one that most suits your business depending on the plan that you want, and every 2 years they rebuild that website for you. So it's constantly being refreshed. You know, 2 years in website land is like an eternity in normal days. So in every 2 years you're going to need a refresh, and they're able to do that. So not only does it make it easier to run your business and integrate with your CRM, meaning leads flow directly back into the system easily with no drop-offs, but it also provides you with the ability to better control leads and apply better lead ratings and scoring to those leads as well. So again, important to note, Website Blue, Designly, deeply integrated into Vault. Eagle has its own equivalent of Website Blue and its own equivalent of Designly built into their own system as well. Okay, and finally, our Rentfind Inspector product. You know, Rentfind Inspector is almost a non-negotiable, a product like Rentfind Inspector if you're running a property management business. It's deeply integrated into Vault RE and can be used with Eagle as well. It's available on iPhone and Android, as well as iPad and, of course, desktop. And the great thing about RFI, Rentfind Inspector, is that it's an inspection tool. You can go out to a home, run your periodic inspections, take images, send them directly back to the client. Ease of use, again, is that efficiency of purpose. If there's lockdowns and you can't get out to a site, of course, the tenant can run that inspection themselves, take videos, take images, make notes on the system. Very, very easy to use. Gone are the days of, you know, printing out pieces of paper or sending a DocuSign document, which they can't edit and make changes to and comments. So a great system. And again, like I said, you know, for a property manager out there, almost non-negotiable to use a system like this when you're running your property management business. And Rentfind Inspector, again, deeply integrated into the system, so it's almost native within the CRM. Anything I've missed there, Mark, or I should cover off on, do you think?
I think you've done a fantastic job, a lot to get through, a lot of really good information, and you can really see how people can benefit from all those integrations into the one CRM system. So thanks a lot for that, Bill. I'll take the reins from here if you like, mate, and give you a bit of a breather.
I might mute myself and have a big drink of water.
Yeah, and you know how excited I've been now to speak about, you know, tech stacks in the real estate industry at the moment. And really what we wanted to do is get you to understand that we're not just the product as well. We want to know how these products can actually help you. So we're going to look at the major pain points within the real estate industry and also get them to alongside our products and see how they can address them themselves. So moving on to the next slide there. This is an area where we go and ask our agencies to ask themselves, what does your tech stack look like, you know? And it's very important when growing your business, your time is the most precious resource, and technology is an invaluable tool in freeing up that time. And it actually can help you in increasing your efficiencies and effectively your hours as well. But really, it's a double-edged sword, and you need to understand what the right technology is, and is the right technology an asset, or the wrong technology can be a liability as well. The distinctions between the two is that good software and the right is really the right solution, and you can have a highly effective piece of software, but it's the wrong solution for your business. And you need to really understand the differences between these, and that can be quite tricky to navigate your way through that. Reducing a tech stack will not only improve the process, but also the benefit for significant cost savings financially, but also more importantly, the team's productivity will increase as well. We live in a world where the norms and expectations is for efficiencies and convenience, and not offering this just adds to the unnecessary friction of a busy agent's life, which I know a lot of you can really, relate to in going out there as well. And what I like to do, Bill, is to discuss, the table above at the moment, and that's a really interesting table where, when you're looking at a system, you want to make sure that you can keep that one singular view and making sure that everything that you need is at your fingertips there as well. And when we actually did this task, we were really surprised of how much is built in to Vault opposed to some of the average other CRMs out there in the market as well, where we're noticing that a lot of them are additional costs. So, if you're wanting to get some of the other CRMs, you're having to pay extra for a trust accounting or for prospecting tools, or one of the most important tools, your checking tools as well. It's interesting. Did you find some interest as well there, Bill?
Yeah, look, and we could run this similar exercise to Eagle as well. But one of the big, I guess, benefits of the way Vault is offered to the market is that it's an all-inclusive system. Of course, really well priced anyway. But when you compare the functionality of Vault as opposed to what you get with some of the other CRM systems, it really is ridiculously low priced. I mean, you think about the cost of a great product like HomePass, which is your check-in app, which is what a couple of $100 a month. ActivePipe starts at $300 odd a month at the simplest version of it. Where these are both those systems effectively, although the entry-level ActivePipe and the HomePass all are included in Vault as standard.
True, yeah. It's amazing to look at that, and that's something we always encourage when we have our conversations with our agencies out there. We really have a deep dive into what they're using at the moment and how we can try and help streamline and also reduce some of their costs that they're spending on their tech solutions themselves. Moving on to the next slide, that leads me into a lot of agencies that we find are overloading themselves unnecessarily in technology, really. And real estate does not need to be complicated. Technology needs to enable our jobs to be better, but not complicated themselves. Building a tech stack that is right for you and your business based on your own processes and systems, but also not mix matching a technology which you have acquired over time. Most importantly, one system that can run your entire business natively is really important, which negates the need for any additional entries as well. You want to make sure you have the one login, you have one set of data, which is crucial for any business and their efficiencies moving forward themselves. Looking back at different systems as well, going back and forth of different programs, trying to log in from one program, making sure that you copy the data across the other one, it really opens yourselves up to mistakes and a lot of duplications themselves. And that's one of the things that we really pride ourselves on is duplications. We don't want people to have duplications because it really frustrates people when you're actually trying to look for the same person across different databases themselves. So we really streamline that out through where you don't have any duplications into our system itself. Multi-platform means long onboarding and training processes. When you have new personnel that are not familiar with this process themselves, it takes a long time for them to learn the multitude of different softwares that you may have. So coming back to what we have is having the one solution. They only have to learn the one software program which does it all for you. Ideally, also what we
was talking about, Mark, around using that PM system and the sales system. When I had two systems in the past, having to understand how both of them work, how the reporting works in both can be confusing. Having that one system, makes it much easier, not only for principals but also for admin and marketing.
Absolutely. And Bill, the old adage, as we always say, is keep it simple, stupid. Ideally, he's like, you've got to make it easy for yourself. Don't overcomplicate it. And there's really no need to overpay for convenience. There really isn't. if you
Now
want
you're
to
showing your age there with the old school
yes,
abbreviations there,
exactly,
mate.
I thought the grey hair might show the age as well. But ideally, like we're looking at the right tools, and this is what you really need to consider: is that do we have the right tools for our business to function the most efficiently going forward? You know, and technology is really a means to an end, you know, and not the end in itself. Is something that Bill touched on earlier on. But you know, technology should improve your processes and systems, automating the menial tasks so you can spend more time doing what you're good at, and that's speaking and helping customers and selling property ultimately. You know, right and wrong, you know, how do you tell what's right or wrong, what's good for our business, what's not good for our business? For us, and in our experience, the right solution is intuitive, you know, it's adaptable and it's affordable, you know, it suits your needs straight out of the box straight away. You know, it's easily customized to meet your challenges and fits into your own processes and integrates seamlessly with any third-party solutions. You know, we call this an open solution. Opposed
Can
to
I
the
just
other
cut
one,
in there? Can I just cut in there? You know, integrating seamlessly with third-party solutions. You know, we talk about how we want to build the best tech stack possible with our own products and services, whether we partner with them or own them. But there is agencies out there that, of course, will love a system that they're using. Maybe it's ActivePipe or maybe it's other ones, and they still want to use that system. But where, you know, Adam Campbell, our technical director, he calls us Switzerland in that respect. We will integrate with just about any system as long as there's enough requirement out there in the market deeply. So Vault, for instance, and Eagle to some extent are API first, which means that we integrate with all the systems out there. I think last time I checked, there was over 700 integrations with Vault alone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's amazing. And as we speak to other customers, you know, at the moment when they ask if they integrate with other systems, we can easily do that. I mean, if we're not, we can always look at doing that in the future as well. And the opposed to that is really like the wrong solution as well. And you've got to look at that, and that's really difficult for users. It's inflexible and it's unnecessarily expensive. You know, it only meets your needs in the bits and pieces, and you're really forced to add on different tech solutions to try and fill any sort of functionality gaps that you've got, you know. And that for us, we call that a closed solution. So for us, we're very open, and we want to make sure that we can help process the agency's success moving forward. And our approach here is that our entire business model is really predicated on the fact that the real estate industry will thrive. We want to embrace the agents. We want to empower them. You know, we're champions of the agents and the agencies and the industry. You know, all we do is in the interest of making the landscape of the industry more effective and more efficient, you know, so it can grow and thrive. You know, we saw the need in the industry for integrations and consolidation and for a cohesive ecosystem of deeply interconnected software. You know, there is no single product that can be everything to all agents, but trying to do so only will end up as a product that does little bits of things, but not excelling in all areas. The software can't just be about the integration, it's also got to be about user-friendly and effectiveness. You know, our approach is to have a centralized system to run your desktop, whether it be on your PC or your mobile, and then to add on the best ancillary products in the industry, all deeply integrated into a CRM, so you can run your entire business from one place or on the go. You know, our systems are built not just for the salesperson or business owner or property manager, but also it makes the lives of your marketers, your administrators, your customer service representatives much more efficient. So you can spend time doing what's important, and that's helping clients. You know, ideally, where we get to now is we're looking at going to a next poll, which too, we really want to understand more about the challenges that you have. So if you can take a bit of time now and look at those different choices of either finding good quality people, too much time spent on admin or operations, lead generation, is it increasing cost of running the business, or others. If you can tell us of others and just put it in the chat box, that'd be great, and give us a really good understanding of what are some of those unique challenges for you.
Okay, we'll give everyone a couple more seconds. Mark?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we'll just close that off now. Share it.
Right, too much time spent on admin operations, and that's what, you know, we're hearing a lot in the market, and that's why, you know, we've had a lot of success with people who've come across to Vault and Eagle because of exactly that point there, where they're so surprised of how much time they're actually getting back and the tasks which they actually could automate, which they didn't think was possible. So that's really, really succinct to what we're hearing in the market. So thank you very much for that. Bill, I'm going to pass back over to you to introduce the 5 critical steps now to grow your business.
Yeah, I was just looking at that poll, mate, and it serves our purpose really well. Time spent on admin operations. That's what we're about, you know. Let's try and save you some time there.
Exactly right.
Okay, so I'll just hide that. All right. Okay, so guys, I guess the next step here is, you know, this is the last section of the presentation. We'll be right on time now because I'll move through this pretty quickly. We talk to obviously a lot of clients day in and day out, and we really think about, you know, the agency when we're building, and we talked about this a lot, being agency champions around when we build out our software and its capabilities. And we thought about, you know, what are the 5 critical steps to growing a real estate agency industry when it comes to technology? You know, how can technology help you grow your business in the best way? And we've come up with 5 key factors. So the first one is optimizing and automating, and this one goes very deeply to that operational thing, admin and operations. So, you know, while software can help you optimize and automate your businesses, agent productivity is really contingent on them understanding the software. The ease of use of the software is a massive variable as well, and the effectiveness and efficiency of a program. You know, if a program is filled with features but difficult to use, your agents just won't use it. So it's going to be no benefit to you. Further, many systems, you know, when you talk about automations and optimizing systems, a lot of systems out there, what they call automating is sending you a reminder to do something. You know, call this client now, send that email now. At PropTech Group, within our systems, we always try to go that one step further to actually execute those tasks, so that when a workflow calls for an email to be sent, instead of telling you to send the email and opening up a template, it actually sends that email for you, lets you know it's been sent, and saves a copy for you moving forward. So it's really about really automating and optimizing your businesses more and more so that you can spend less time on those menial tasks. So it all comes back down to, you know, that right software, and up the top of the pyramid for many businesses, when we talk about software, it's finding the right CRM, and that's that, again, that central hub. Okay, so I just want to talk a little bit about sort of a couple of solutions that we've got that can help you in that respect. Obviously, Vault's one of our CRMs, is built for this purpose, and it provides you with the ability to build sophisticated workflows and automations to run your entire business. So great for those people that say, no, I've got a really specific way of doing things, and I want to build my own workflows, my own reports, and this does it all. You can do it very easily with the Vault system and build your own workflows and reports very, very quickly and simply. We don't believe that technology at PTG, you know, one of the things that we don't believe is that technology will disrupt the agent itself. But what we do believe it can do is it can help them get much more efficient, and then therefore do much more, should I say, with less time. So, you know, saving some costs in your back end, saving that time constraint that you've got on, you know, building an email or following up a client or doing all those things that are not productive, dollar productive. Eagle, similarly, of course, another CRM, and has been built, of course, we talked about this earlier, with the ease of use at the forefront, and has pre-built workflows and templates that can be set for any transaction or activity. So if you want to go in now and you say to yourself, well, I've got a new listing, Eagle will have a set of workflows already done so that it follows this exact checklist or exact task list of things to occur, and you can edit those and change those, of course. But certainly for those smaller teams or smaller businesses, it's a fantastic resource. From day one, you're in and you've got those templates and you can start using them. Okay, the second one is streamlining. And really, you know, we talk about technology, and, you know, a lot of people build this massive tech stack. You know, we think one of the earlier slides, we said 6 to 12. I know if you speak to Adam Campbell, and we've done this research before, we can see everyone that integrates with our people involved, it's probably closer to 12 to 15. But even 6 to 12 is the data out there. That's a lot of systems, and it means that, you know, having multiple systems means that you've got to do double data entry, again, bad from a time perspective. And it's not just with CRMs. Having multiple systems and logins or entering each piece of data multiple times isn't efficient. And, you know, when we think about, you know, efficiency, one of the things that popped straight into my mind was Rentfind Inspector. You know, one example of how we do this, obviously our CRMs are another, but when you're looking at technology and internal processes, the way you handle inspections can be hugely simplified and streamlined. inspections are foundational to, obviously responsible property management, right? You've got to do them for your owners to make sure they can trust that the property is being looked after and their investment safe. And a well-maintained system like RFI makes it an easy process and much simpler and easier for you and much more transparent for the landlord. They can be the periodic inspections, of course, can be conducted the same way they always have been. Go out to site, take your photos, except this will be a lot quicker because it's got all the rooms set up. You can write comments immediately under the photo, and you can send that report back to the tenant. They can sign off on it or add their own comments and then off to the landlord. So really simple tool where you're streamlining your operations. The report gets sent straight back into your CRM. You can send the report there straight off to your vendor for approval and signing immediately. So again, just that streamlining processes. We talked about that poll, admin and operations. These are the kind of things where, hopefully it'll save you a lot of time moving forward to run those sort of time laborious tasks. Okay, so the next one, creating a fluid experience. Now, we understand that real estate is a service, and providing the best possible client experience and keeping it simple for agents is obviously the most important thing. Technology, of course, can be used to make sure that your client is updated, informed, and feels heard, most importantly, without having to pick up the phone and call them at every single step of the process. Making the process of selling, buying, renting, or even just owning a property a much more simple experience, and providing flexibility and options through technology. Again, these options and flexibility that you're providing to your clients, it creates a competitive advantage for you. And are your competitors offering finance solutions like PropPay to your clients to make it easy for them to pay now or to pay later on vendor paid advertising? Are you competitive with your agents? Can you pay the commissions the day after a contract goes unconditional? So these are the different areas. And when we talk about those processes, really about that fluid process, PropPay was the one that came to mind the most. We talked about how it helps vendors, of course. The vendor paid advertising can be paid now or later with buy now, pay later. And the early deposit release, again, can be done through buy now, pay later. For tradies and landlords, there's an early pay of tradie invoices functionality. For tenants, you can pay your bonds through buy now, pay later. And of course, for your agents, as we spoke about earlier, that competitive advantage of getting them paid the commissions earlier. And even, if it's not about the actual agent, but the agency, how many of us have got overdraft facilities or use credit cards at 20, 30, 40%, 20, 30% interest? We know there's a lot of players out there charging 30% interest for business financing. This is a much easier solution that can be used as you need it. It's effectively a rolling facility that you can use for every new deposit that comes in. Okay, number 4, that digital footprint that we talk about now. So if you're spending your time chasing contracts and following up clients and not having automated processes and systems, you haven't got time to do all the really important things like maintaining your digital brand and your digital presence. Agents and agencies are some of the busiest people we know. We know that agents, inspections, auctions, negotiating with clients, listing presentations, prospecting, and all the other activities that you guys do. It means that you're spending a lot of time doing those tasks, and you don't have time to run those menial tasks like the back-end operations, but also maybe you're not putting enough time aside to make sure that you've got a really strong digital presence out there to make sure that you continue to get more listings and finding more buyers and the like. So the thing that came to mind here, of course, is making sure that you've got a really slick website that's built specifically for the industry. Easily updates with your new properties immediately when you post them onto your CRM. Click a button, they're on your website. And same thing with your leads. Your leads are coming in, they're coming in with lead scoring, and you understand who that buyer is much more carefully. Okay, last one now. Geez, I'm going to need a massive drink of water, or maybe a bit more of a stiff drink after this one, Mark. Okay, so building an online brand is the final one. And, when we talk about our online brand as agents, of course, it's pretty much probably your biggest thing, right? If you're known in your area and people know that you're the best agent, know you're in the area the best, you're going to get the most listings. So having a really strong digital brand is important. And of course, Designly is purpose-built so that you don't have to spend big dollars on marketing or massive amounts of time on Canva creating your own marketing, building it on its own within the system. Few clicks of a button, data gets sucked out of the CRM into the template, and you press print, or you press send to your printer. So really simple systems to be able to run your digital presence.
Yeah, that interaction with customers is so important. If you can really give them a really positive interaction, that's just going to really help you start to build your lead role as well, and build your own personal brand out there. It's so important because it's so competitive. You know, how you're going to put your best foot forward, how you're going to be different out there, and particularly with someone, you know, we've heard a lot of our customers, you know, when they are dealing with a customer, they're going out there, they go through a home open, and then immediately they're getting a text message on their phone. They think, wow, that's just amazing service, you know, or remembering birthdays, or remembering all these different times. It's those little 1%ers, as everyone talks about. If you're doing those little 1%ers, that's what's going to get you forward and make you successful.
That's what differentiates you, right? That's everyone does the basic stuff, but it's those little 1%ers that can differentiate you from your competitor.
Absolutely. So we're going to be a wrap up. We've got last poll, and then we're going to open it up for some questions for yourselves out there. And thank you very much for staying on with us. And ideally for us, what's next with PTG? You know, with PTG, you know, we are a real tech company, you know, with global teams and technologists around the world. You know, we're constantly innovating. You know, we listen to our customers and we engage with the market to understand what is required and what innovations we need to focus on. Now, as mentioned all throughout our webinar, your CRM is at the core of your business, and it is our mission to continue to help streamline, optimize, and of course, where possible, automate the selling and renting of real estate, making the agent's life as easy as possible. And just bear in mind, you know, one of our main goals is just to bring all of our innovative products under the one roof, that one single view, you know, bringing the best of the industry together into one ecosystem to make your jobs much more effective and more successful going forward. So the last thing we want to do is that, we know we've covered a lot of information, and the way we like to do is really reach out to you and give you a personal consultation and understanding of how the products will really work within your business as well. So with the last poll, Bill, did you just do that last one now where people would like to schedule a personalized demonstration with us? You've done that?
Yeah, there was actually, I'll just touch on that. There's actually been a really, really strong response. We've got a big team of account managers, but please just give them a day or so to get back to you, because there was a lot of people that clicked yes there. So just I think it's about 40 people. So just give us a few day or so to get back to you on that, please.
Well, thank you, and thank you very much for that as well. So we'll open up the floor to you some Q&As. Bill, I think you got some questions there.
I do. Let me just give me a second, and I'll open these up. Thanks for doing that, guys. You know, for asking these questions. There was a bunch of them. Okay. So is the ongoing support local or offshore for all your brands? Do you want to answer that, Mark?
Yeah, all of our support is all local. We definitely make sure that that's paramount to us. We want to make sure that someone's there in your time of need for you as well. So the people are all here in Australia, I think spread out between WA and Melbourne, is it? Or sorry, Queensland?
Melbourne, Brisbane, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Perth.
And plus also, you know, in my team, which I look after as well, we have account managers who are on the ground in each of the states around Australia as well. So they'll also, once you come on board with us, will be your first port of call for them to help you. And of course, we have a large team of support network around you as well. Plus also, we've also got a large hub of self-serve videos for you to take you through some of the training content, so you can also pace it at your own pace as well.
Yeah, it's important to know, you know, we're on the phone whenever you need us, or via, you know, a ticket, sending in a ticket. But if you want an answer instantaneously, you can jump into the knowledge base, type it in, and most of the time the answer's there. Another question from Christopher, just wondering if the webinar will be sent for further viewing later. Yes, it is being recorded and will be sent to you. PropPay sounds awesome, great. Can I get that into my current Vault system? Yeah, it's deeply integrated. Like as we said before, will be launched in November for Vault and in October for Eagle. Yeah, so same question again from Vic. So we answered that for you. Does PropPay do a credit check, Peter? No, it's buy now, pay later, Peter. So there's no credit. It's not a financial product. There's no credit check there. Is Designly available in Eagle? Eagle doesn't have Designly itself in its system, but it has a very similar system inbuilt within Eagle, and it's also got a website sort of capability within that same system as well. Will Website Blue help you create your own website? they create the website for you. Of course, this is from Catherine. They create the website for you, Catherine. But of course, the content, they'll work with you very closely to provide your own content, and you'll work with them throughout that process. So there is some involvement from you. They do all the legwork and plug in all your content for you. Okay. When will you integrate with the big four banks? Vic, I might need some more context about that. We'll get someone to send you a message after this.
Yeah.
Who funds the pay later option on PropPay? Does the agency get paid upfront regardless of pay later option? So yeah, so Gemma, the payment PropPay is a product, the buy now pay later product. So we've done a joint venture with a company called BC Invest and two other companies with Flip and Conveni. BC Invest is the funder, so they will fund the buy now pay later option. Sorry guys, there's just 3 or 4 more questions. How much does it cost to create a website, and how much does it cost combined sales and property management? Tim, depends on the users. So I think for one user, fully functional CRM with all those ticks that you saw before, I think it's 160. And then for fully functional property management, for under 100 properties, property management's unlimited users, but for under 100 properties, it's $100. And that gets you Designly as well. Website, I think, Luke, I know you're on here, mate. I hope I get this right. I think it starts at about $250 a month.
250, that's right.
Yeah, $250 a month. Yeah. So is there social media integration? Watch this space, Brock. There is some integration now, but very, very soon. So you can create all your social tiles now and post them. But in terms of getting integration from our platform for reporting and the like, I think there is something there now, but there's going to be, I know there's some things happening in the works now. But Brock, we'll get back to you with the exact details on that as well. Sam, in terms of CSV transfer of data from the old CRM, look, we've done, I think we've got 4,900 agencies now. They all came from somewhere. So definitely we'll be able to handle an integration. Typically, you pull the data out into CSV as your question asks, and we can import that into the system. Yep, mobile app is the next one. So Mark, do you want to tell everyone about mobile app?
Yeah, no, definitely. We have a mobile app. It's one of our really key focuses where we want to make sure we lead with mobile first, to making sure that we know that a lot of our customers are out there on the road, in the houses with their clients, and need the information at their hand. And that's sort of something we pride ourselves on. The information that you can actually go into a listing appointment and automatically have 4 or 5 buyers, which are hot listings, showing the customer straight away, and gives you a much higher chance of getting those listings themselves. So definitely the app is heavily integrated into the actual desktop itself.
Yeah, I think the way the app's been built is we actually don't expect the sales agents to do much on the desktop. They're out on the road a lot, so really it's about a really strong app for them to be able to do all the things that a sales agent would need to do from the app if they wanted to, if they needed to.
Yeah.
That was the last question. And so mate, I'm really proud of us, mate. We made it on time. Yeah, I thought we were going to for sure run over.
We did really well. And I just want to just let everyone know before you sort of sign off that we've got a bit of a special offer for you for September at the moment. Ideally, what we want to do, we know how much Volt and both Eagle are really beneficial to you and your business as well. So when we reach out to you, my team will also be offering you, there's 50% off setup fees at the moment if you sign up in September. And also, if you are also looking at a website, we'll do for the first 6 months $50 off per month. So that's a $300 value off a new website. So that's amazing. I don't think anyone's doing it like that, building the market at the moment. But for us, we want to make sure we can give back to our agents who have been doing it tough out there in the market, but also making sure that you have a really good tool which can actually help you and your business succeed going forward, ideally.
Yes, that's of course for new clients, but also if you're an existing client that doesn't have PM or doesn't have a website or whatever, then obviously those things are always available to everyone.
Yeah.
I just want to say a big thank you to everyone as well, guys, for having me on. I'll let you finish off, Mark. But thanks very much for having me on. It's been great chatting to you all. If anyone's got any questions for us directly, you can reach out to us at any time. We will maybe we'll send our details. Audrey, if you're listening, send mine and Mark details across, and we're happy to speak to anyone.
Yeah, fantastic. And again, thank you very much for that. As I said, our account managers will be out in touch with you as well, looking for a great conversation with you. And we really appreciate you taking the time, spending with us, and really looking forward to forming the relationships strong now, and looking to really be with you into the future going forward. So have a great day. Good luck out there selling, and hope to see you soon.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Bye.